We have to talk about Twitter. Twitter is just
traffic's up. It's winning.
Traffic looks
Dude,
up.
I'm the biggest Musk hater you'll find, but I've never enjoyed Twitter more than I have recently. Twitter is like the bomb. Here's Elon Musk. How do you make a small fortune in social media? Start with a large one. Yeah. Dude, he is having... So, for one, I find Twitter to be super fascinating what it's doing. I pay more attention to Twitter since Elon bought it than I did before. That's for sure. I rarely go to my Twitter account. But I bet I'm popping in daily almost, like just to see what's trending and what people are doing. Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to see like it broken, but it hasn't been broken for me mostly. That tweet took me 2 tries to load. It said it was unavailable. I don't know if it previously would have.
I love when the engineer
was it down today?
Like one of his engineers like started correcting him, and somebody was like, "Hey, at Elon, this guy is not a team player." And Elon's like, he's fired.
Elon,
you're gonna let him say that to you? Yeah.
Dude, so Twitter's a 16-year-old company. And in a week, it is like dramatically reshaped. He fired half the staff. There's 7,500 people that worked there. He cut that in half. The remaining staff, he sends out a company-wide letter. Says, things are dire. We got big problems here. You either take a 3-month severance or you commit to working hardcore. We're going to be lean and mean, 80-hour weeks, no more working from home. That shit's done. Every one of you comes here in the office. If you're exceptional, a really high-powered employee, and your manager vouches for that, you can work from home. But if you're not great and your manager vouches for you, I fire your manager. That's what he said. And 73% of the staff took the severance pay. They quit. So if I understand this right,
the 27% that are the best and brightest and most ambitious,
or some might argue the 13%, the 14%, because you already cut it in half.
Yeah,
and then of that half,
the best of the best. I see where you're headed with this. God, he looks smart.
73% of the remaining half quit. He shut down the offices for a week. For a week, you can't go to Twitter anymore and work. I guess maybe they'll open early. I don't know. But he's like, more people took the severance package than we expected. All the employees are quitting and bailing. And the New York Times is like, we reached out to the communications department to see what Twitter said about this, but they no longer have a communications department.
Man, Jesus Christ! I mean, so what's going on? Like, has the site been down? Like,
no,
I haven't noticed anything.
Like, much like your computer, if no one operates it or keeps it running, it will keep going for a few weeks, months. You know, but eventually it's fucked up.
On. Like he didn't fire the people who keep the servers running.
Dude, do I have this right?
I would doubt that.
85% of the staff is gone now. Like,
but what were they doing? Like, what were they doing? Like,
I can't believe that 85% of the staff was unnecessary.
And I'm very ignorant. I'm when I ask that question, it's not a rhetorical. I'm like, when you run Twitter, what does that entail? Like, are there switches and knobs somewhere? Probably not. There's a computer that we're interfacing with. Yeah. Okay, what does it look like? It's not lines of code. Okay, we're not a hacker, man.
Switchboard, like World War II.
So now I'm imagining, like, what the fuck are you actually doing? Like, we got a whole different team who's like doing ad sales and like communicating with third-party companies and however that. What are you actually doing? You're fixing problems. If there's a fire, I understand putting that out. Okay, fires aside, what do you do here?
Right. So sysadmin make sure that all of the programs that are running are still running. You know, oh shit, for some reason, 2-factor authentication stopped working. Why the fuck did that happen? So I try to run it manually and it's like, oh, well, that didn't work. Oh, here it is. The network communication to that thing stopped working for some reason. Go ask the guy who runs the routers and switches.
This is a full-time position?
Yeah, well, there's 100 of these things to keep going, right? And it's some guy who's like, you know, when 2-factor stops working, they call me. When, you know, the fucking images stop loading, they call me. And I figure out what goes wrong.
So I understand all that.
Of all these steps along the way isn't working, and we get it to work again.
But even if there are 100 problems, as you say, that's only 100 employees.
Things to look at. Yeah.
Okay, let's say we put 10 people on each one. We're still got thousands of employees extra. Like you know what I mean? Like, I'm just wondering,
how many employees did they have?
7,500 is where they started when he when he bought Twitter.
That seems like a huge amount for a social media site.
Yeah.
And I think
maybe I'm wrong. It seems like a lot.
And again, coming from a very ignorant place here.
Yeah.
All right. Like we don't have. What do we have? Graphic designers on the payroll? We're not outsourcing that.
I imagine the company was a little bloated. That of those 7,500 employees, you could lose a third of them and be a pretty lean, mean organization. The idea that you could lose 85% of them seems like a lot.
They're gonna have to be a lot meaner.
He did it with Tesla. Like clearly he went in there and like had his choosings and put management in positions. Everybody's like, he doesn't even do that. He doesn't run that company. Okay. Who picked the management team?
He runs the company, that's for sure. I'm not saying he invents better batteries, but he runs the company and he makes some high-level decisions. And
I don't want to meet the guy who invents better batteries. That guy's a fucking loser. Okay, that guy's a fucking weirdo. If you're inventing better batteries, you cannot tell me a joke. Okay,
Elon Musk can't
tell you a joke.
Elon Musk is a weirdo too.
Elon Musk is only funny when it's like broken clock twice a day kind of thing. Like every once in a while, it's like he doesn't know why this is as funny as it is.
Joe Rogan was just talking about this.
He is.
I can't remember who Rogan's guest was, but he was like, yeah, I had to get Elon, loosened up. Everybody talked about the weed, but we had like 3 glasses of scotch. We were drunk before we even got to the weed, and I was just trying to loosen him up because trying to have the interview was like weird and kind of difficult at times.
He's a very hard interview.
Yeah, I think like bouncing questions off him, like that kind of communication, he isn't great at. I remember seeing that when that YouTuber was there at like SpaceX, and he was like, well, why can't you use the ion propulsion to cool both stages? And Elon was like, oh, well, actually, yeah, we're going to do that. We'll do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. And like, then they show a clip from 6 months later. He's like, yeah, so now we got the ion propulsion cooled on both stages. So got that sorted out.
That's interesting. Yeah, and he might have been an expert. Sometimes I think he isn't an expert and he pretends to be.
Sure. Well, I also think that being an expert is kind of like who's to say? I would argue that the guy running the space company who hires all the experts and they report to him on a daily basis, just because he misspeaks occasionally or he can't tell you the secret ingredients to the rocket fuel, I think he's still an expert. Like he's the guy. If I want to go to somebody and be like, hey, investors aside, how long until we actually are on Mars? And he's like, fucking full. We can't go to Mars. Don't you know about the radiation there, dude? This is all a scam. We can't go to Mars, by the way. We'd have to live under fucking ground. You can't go to Mars. You can't live there. There's nothing there of value. We shouldn't be going
there.
To
could be.
There
gold,
there's nothing
there's
there.
Gold in them dar hills.
There's gold
in them dar hills.
There's gold in the asteroids. There's gold everywhere.
Yeah, but they're fucking whizzing by.
So everything's whizzing. The planet.
Yeah, but at least Mars, like we know where Mars is
just sitting there.
we know where Mars is gonna be all the time. Very predictable.
Know that about other things.
I think they know where all the things are going to be all the time if they can see them, right? You just do the math.
No, because they always do that bullshit where it's
and they're always right.
Narrow miss, and it's like you knew it was going to miss.
Anyway, I can't wait to see how this Twitter story unfolds. I'm compelled every day.
Record-breaking profits.
I don't know about I don't know actually. So Elon says we're not making money. We got to get rid of staff. Advertisers are leaving us. Maybe I'm going to sue these liberals who pressured my advertisers to stop buying. But I have a hard time believing that you lay off 85% of the staff and don't find yourself at least temporarily in the black. I mean, you got rid of all your expenses.
I bet servers are their expenses.
Servers and buildings and stuff. But I still
security and
predict that labor is their biggest expense. They're a software company, right?
Yeah. I don't know. No, it's been very, very interesting. When I saw him fire that guy in public, that's when I knew. That's when it was reaffirmed for me that Elon is a great guy. Like I
vote for him in the next election.
That was your takeaway from him when he fired him in public. He was a great guy.
I thought like when I saw the employee say that, I was like, no, can't say that. Can't say that. He's not. We're not all this. Yeah. You get fired now, and I like that he fired him in public.
When I was young, I could have made a similar mistake. I used to do that. I'd correct my boss in meetings and shit like that. This is like when I was 26. And it wasn't that I was wrong. It was just that I was an asshole. And I thought that because I was smarter than my boss.
There's a chain of command. We're on the same team. If it was the military, it'd be the same shit. The commander says that like, oh yeah, that the truck was red when it was blue. You better say yes, sir. It was fucking whatever he said it was. If it's purple, the next sentence, don't fucking correct him and make him look dumb on something that doesn't fucking matter. Like, say,
took me a little while to learn that.
On.
Yeah, and it's like you were there in support of your manager. Your manager has a high level vision. You're not there to fucking prove you're smarter than him. That's not going to work for you. And it didn't work for me until I cleaned up my act.
Yeah, if you work for Twitter, your job is to make Elon Musk look smart
and rich.
You're supposed to.
Your job is to make money.
Make as much money for Elon Musk as you can. That's what my meeting would be like. Hey, who here realizes your job now is to make me as much money as you can?
So here's what Twitter's doing now. They have too much staff quitting. They don't want to lose as many people as they did. And a lot of people that are quitting, they wish they could keep. Cool. So they're reaching out to them and saying stuff like, hey, Elon Musk is a fucking winner. If you want to win, you stay at Twitter and we're going to make this thing great and we're going to make you rich. They're using like startup tactics to keep some of their staff that was their favorite. Maybe it works. You know,
but Elon knows how to run a tactic for a while.
But he is the wealthiest person on earth. So
it would work on me.
Credit.
Hold on. What was that, Freddie? Hold on, let Freddie get it.
Oh no, I was just saying that he's been using that tactic for a while. Elon is a hype man. First and foremost, that's all he does. And I don't think, the follow through never actually matters. Like, I mean, if you talk about what he did with Tesla, it's like, hey, we're making this Tesla Roadster in 2020. Okay. That didn't pan out. We're going to have robo taxis. Your car is going to leave your house when you go to work, and then it's going to make money for you. And then it's going to come back, hopefully not with like a common puke in the backseat. That didn't happen. The Cybertruck. Hey, you can pre-order this crazy thing out of Total Recall. And now you can buy the thing outright. Just give me $50,000 interest free for years. That didn't happen. Like the Hyperloop, there's a bunch like rocket propelled travel from point to point on Earth. Like a lot of this stuff, like the Tesla roof. Remember that stuff? Like,
I do.
A lot of this stuff is like pie in the sky dreams. And it's, it goes on to like the Lyle Landley or whatever the hell from Simpsons, the monorail guy.
Monorail.
Yeah. They say these trains are awfully loud.
Conan O'Brien wrote that, right?
They floated softly as a cloud.
I think so.
I think Conan O'Brien wrote that.
And it's like, he is a very good hype man because he has that cult of personality. And, saying he's like the wealthiest person in the world, like, I don't think like it's because of just this crazy machine that he has found himself at the top of. And he's using this to, he buys Twitter, and then now he's the man of the hour. Everybody's just talking about him, which is like, it's kind of like the Trump effect. Trump came in and they thought, this guy is a dumbass. This guy is such an idiot. We're going to give him all of our time. And then he just became the most popular person in history. So like, I think at some point his star is going to fade, and then people is going to realize that the king has, the emperor has no clothes. But
then he'll just buy like Australia or something, and we'll have to pay attention again.
I guess, but like, like he
turned Australia around, start turning a profit down under. Outback steakhouses go global.
85% of the population leaves.
They're not Australian.
We should have more say in what's going on there.
In Australia? I know they have more.
What's happening down there, really? Yeah.
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
Is it real?
They're all
you guys been there?
Remember, we talked about it. They sent a bunch of criminals from England to Australia to get the population up. Do you know this, Freddie? Yeah, they sent criminals, and they were like, "Oh, you're a violent criminal. If you marry this prostitute and move to Australia, you can be free." And so,
winning.
There are very few nations on this planet that still allow me to go there, and Australia's one of them. So let's take it a little easy on us.
We're just teasing them. We love our Australian friends.
It's like bizarro America down there. It's nice.
Yeah,
it looks real cool.
I'm here for it. I'm loving this
I think
story.
It's the best country.
I'm more interested in Twitter than I've ever been.
I am too. Yeah, I am too.
I haven't seen that much change, like just popping on there and looking, other than like those few days where people were just making accounts with fake blue checks and being like, "Hey, I'm Eli Lilly, and we're going free insulin mode," and then they lost like billions of dollars in market cap.
Yeah. I've read that so many times, and I tried to find out, why did Eli Lilly really lose billions? I want to know.
Yeah.
Is it actually that tweet?
Yeah.
Is it actually?
Yeah. Did you see that like Lockheed or somebody had a similar thing? Like they had a weapons manufacturer was like, we are no longer selling weapons to the Saudis, the Israelis, or the Americans until they like become accountable. And their stock like had this huge dip.
Do you know what's horrifying about that?
I think there are algorithms that like automatically are like reading that and just like triggering the sell.
No, I don't think so. Like
I don't think a human being is like, oh, that's a real tweet. Sell. Like not enough to matter.
I don't know. Think of the kind of people who are like the lever pullers in that industry. They're fucking boomers who don't know. They still regularly are scammed by people like pretending to be Nigerian princes. Like, you've seen the Congress people who are like, why doesn't my phone have Facebook right now? And they're like, it's not on. It's not on, sir. It's not on. And it's like that's who's making decisions. Is like these boomer retards. Like it would not surprise me at all if some high up exec was like, my God, shocking, Eli Lilly, like I said this for real, or whatever the fuck it was.
It's actually the second half of it when like, I don't know, Nestle comes out and says, we think water is a basic human right. And then Nestle has to be like, you know what? That's not actually in line with company values. We think all you fucks can die and don't give a shit. That's our corporate policy.
We steal your water and sell it back to you, lol.
And that is what they do.
That's what
I mean. The issue is that it's the reason why stock goes down is because it's speculation. It doesn't even have to be like, I think that this company is going down. I know it's a meme, but other people will think that, and that's all you need. Mm-hmm. And then it just becomes real. It's like Rebecca Black's Friday. Like we're ironically buying this and making her $150,000 a week. Meanwhile, everybody hates the song, but it's like #1 on trending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a good example.
What do you got here?
Yeah, Zach can show it. I just thought it was.
Oh, they're See, that's pretty cool that they're projecting Elon Musk.
Zach, can you show it?
Petulant, pimple, apartheid, profiler, profiteer, dictators, ass kisser, a lawless oligarch, insecure, colonizer. All right. When you bring out the word colonizer, I take personal.
Right. As an American, I feel like I'm caught in that net.
I feel attacked.
That means cracker. That's what that means. When they say colonizer, they mean cracker. Every fucking time. And I've been saying for years that if Karen was Shaniqua, we wouldn't think it was so funny. Oh, look, she's being a Shaniqua. What's a Shaniqua? Oh, it's a loud black woman who doesn't get her sauce.
Yeah, that wouldn't have fly.
You can't say
he wants to yell at the manager. What are you being a Shaniqua? I ran into a Shaniqua.
I'll let you try and start that.
Not so funny, is it?